Austin Scott for me.
7 o'clock, call the meeting to order, please.
Scott's getting a chair.
Brad, let's move the please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Holly, roll call, please.
Patton?
Here.
Chapman? Ring?
Here.
Fox? Here. Tyler?
Here.
Shearhart?
Here.
Drake?
Here. Number 4, approval of the agenda of March 12, 2025.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Number 5, approval of the minutes of February 12, 2025.
I'll second.
All in favor of approval of the minutes of February 12, 2025, say aye. Aye. Number 6, public comment. Please limit it to 3 minutes.
I guess I was gonna wait till the end, but before Juliet talks about the bond, I just hope all the council members really give it some good thought and listen to it, because I think we can all agree, it's about more than the school. It's about our community, it's about our kids, it's about, the school is vital to our community. And I mean, I know everybody has ideas of what we should spend money on, but I've looked through it quite a bit. I can't see anything in there I would say is frivolous or doesn't need done. I mean, I think we all want to walk by that school and get a really good feeling and feel proud of our schools and get back like that school spirit we had in the 70s and stuff, you know?
Those were good times.
And I hear people, they complain about other things at the school. I think now's the time to focus on the bond and get it passed and build our community, get momentum going. I'll agree, not everything at the school is great, not everything anywhere is great, but it's a great starting point to show the communities behind it. And I hope you all are, and I hope you voice it in the community and avoid the negative, and let's really do something. I can't imagine anywhere I can go and spend less money on a personal level and influence the community, the lives of the people I know, my friends, our youth. I see it as a great opportunity to make an investment in the future of the kids in our town. And it truly, to me, is a pittance of money for the benefit I get from it. So I just hope you all listen and stay open-minded, and let's move forward positive. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken, well said. Public comment.
I don't know how this works, but my question is, do we know what's happening with the corner with all that, the auto shop place? Has that ever been addressed?
That I can address that to you later.
Okay, and also the building on next to the post office.
Yep, I can address both of those after the meeting. This is
Okay.
public comment. Any other public comment?
I would like you to reconsider having Scott Barrett come back into the school and teach the public safety class. It's really good to have him around. It's great to have a relationship with the kids. It's a very important thing, especially in our little community. It's something that we can so easily have. And I'd really like you to reconsider letting him do that.
Okay.
And then another thing is the village guys did a great job to do the snow move this winter. I know it was a lot.
Thank you. Public comment, we will close public comment. Thank you all. Number 7, reports. 7A, police report. Scott.
Thank you. Hopefully everybody got a chance to look at the report. I'll keep it brief because I have about people in the council. Obviously to the left, it'll show kind of what we did as the special police department. I think to the right was the other agencies. The bottom, I kind of highlighted some special events, training, those are vehicle repairs, course, stuff like that. One of the things. Is that my 3 minutes? Robin, Michelle, and I kind of been talking a little bit about, we talked a little bit earlier about, in the previous meeting about budgeting for a new car. Just kind of think about it, and I'd be more than glad to answer any guys' questions, show you some of the statistics, or not statistics, but some of the literature I have. But we need to kind of start thinking about maybe replacing one of the cars. The Tahoe is probably almost 15 years old. It's totally unheard of in law enforcement or public safety to have a car built for emergency vehicle response. And it's only got 80 or 68,000 miles, something like that. But this would probably be the time to start looking at maybe getting rid of it. Nothing we have to do today, nothing we have to do last minute. We can start planning for that in the near future. The other car in the forest up here, that's probably 10 years old, probably got 60,000 miles on it. But after a while, the suspension, everything underneath starts kind of breaking down and it starts to nickel and dime. So Michelle and Rob, we meet every Monday. We kind of talked about this kind of planning for the near future. So I just wanted to bring it up so that's not a big surprise somewhere down the road. So, but I'd be more than glad to entertain questions, comments, or whatever. And if somebody else has a better idea, then we can kind of make a good plan somewhere, for the summer, or maybe the fall or something. I know I kind of went through that fast, but any questions? And like I said, I'm more than willing to answer questions later on.
Thank you, Scott. DPW report. Hey, John, what have you been up to?
I didn't have a ton on there for you for February. I really was just moving snow or hauling snow or pushing snow or that's basically our February. Pretty much wrapping up some snow operations for the year now, we think. Did a little, besides that, little equipment maintenance. Many hours I put on equipment, really had very little, I think a blown hose was the biggest breakdown we had all year. So that was nice to have it come up. Now we're kind of just transitioning to spring stuff, getting some stuff cleaned up. Finished filling in the holes. We made a few holes and messes this winter. We'll start cleaning that up, potholes, and yeah, get on the spring.
All right, thank you, John. 7C, President's Report. I have nothing to report that's not in the agenda that won't be covered this evening. 7D, Finance and Personnel Report. Michelle.
I just wanted to let everybody know that Brian Graham, our village attorney, is retiring, and he sold his part of the practice to a law firm that is it's a larger version of what he does, and their complete focus is municipal law. And so Rob and I met with the new lawyers and with Brian Graham on Monday. Brian will be working with them for the next few months, and then they will be honoring his hourly rate for this upcoming year, and then will gradually increase to what their current rates are. Brian currently charges $180 per hour. They charge $250 an hour. And so for a year, we're going to be getting the small town rates with the larger firms. We gave them a heads up that we have a lot of ordinance violations, junk ordinances, unregistered vehicles, unsafe, dilapidated buildings that we're going to be pretty aggressively working to get cleaned up this year. They're ready. They've got a lawyer on staff whom they call the junk queen, because that's her job, is dealing with ordinance violations. And so they are very able and willing and experienced in helping us make good progress on these issues that we've been struggling with. So I'm looking forward to, at the end of the year, having a much tidier town. So any questions about the new lawyers? At the end of the year, we can decide if we want to pursue a different municipal lawyer. But because Brian sold his practice to these lawyers, it would be a really smooth transition at this point to just try him for a year at his rates and see how happy we are. So, thank you.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Correspondence. We have two correspondents here. 8A, Pan Lantern Festival, their 10th annual is September 11th through the 13th. So keep that, put that on your calendars. Generational family property proposal. Generational family properties has offered the village North Street Trail. They would like to buy that for the low price of $86,000, $86,740. I don't think we're gonna be doing that anytime soon.
That's just an unsolicited,
And of course,
right, I know, but it's not like we asked them to give us
Yeah.
a quote or anything like that.
just came.
They just send out mass emailing or mailing to lowball people.
Oh, that's it for correspondence. 9, approval of the bills. Total approved $95,177.84.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
I'll second. Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yep.
Shearhart,
Yes.
and Drake.
Thank you. Number 10, old business. No old business. Number 11A, Central Public Schools Bond Yes Committee. Juliet, you're up.
All right. Good evening. Okay, I'm Juliet McAvoy, and I am here on behalf of the Central Lake Schools Yes Committee. So our job as the Yes Committee has been meeting and discussing how we are going to convince the residents of our school district to vote yes, and why it's important to vote yes. So tonight, our superintendent is here, Dr. Cunningham, some school board members are here. They can help answer any nitty-gritty numbers, questions, things like that. What I wanted to do tonight was more of, again, why is yes important for this proposal? You're all influential leaders in our community, and we hope that after tonight, you're going to go home feeling confident in the investment and the impact and importance of our school to our community. So I'll start with the the easy bit. This is the things on the proposal are real and immediate needs. We did have a proposal a couple years ago that was voted down by the residents, and the school board went back and went back and reviewed what is absolutely necessary to maintain our buildings, to keep them functional, to make them safe, dry, and that what we have proposed is absolutely needed. The buildings are old, of varying ages. Some of you may have gone to school in them, and the boilers are well past their expected lifespans in both buildings. The roof has already had required remediation, and there's more extensive work needed. The gym floor cannot be refinished again. The high school needs a secure entrance to make sure that our kids are safe. If we don't make these necessary improvements, then there will be a time that the buildings will need to close. And so I don't have a crystal ball. I can't say how long the maintenance can move things along. It could be a long time. We've kept them going as long as they have been. But it also could be next winter. We made it through this tough winter with all that snow. But next winter, it could be different. Boilers could go out, roof could cave in. I toured the building with the architect in the group, and the architect said, we're on borrowed time. And that really stuck with me. So what happens if the school closes? And I don't know I don't know the technical answers to those, what happens if the school closes, but I know the emotional part of that. And I can guess what the emotional part of that is. And I don't think it is a good future for our town if that happens. I've heard people say that maybe it's a good thing, maybe consolidation is a good thing. But right now, that's not feasible for to happen overnight, to happen in the next couple of years. That's a much larger project, and Mrs. Channels here has worked on the last millage that went through. And how long did you say that we've been having the consolidation discussion?
Well, I worked on the last one 40 years ago, and it was prior to that. Everything is feasible, but unlikely to happen soon. It would take a lot of work to convince 2 other communities to participate. It would be very difficult, very difficult. I don't think that our present structure in the condition that it is in would last until that could be accomplished.
And to consolidate, you would need willing participants. And right now, that hasn't presented itself. You'd also need a building to consolidate schools into, and I don't see that our current climate, the voter climate, would be amenable to a new large county-wide building or the like. So what is more likely to happen is that the students would disperse to the adjacent communities, adjacent towns, and I believe that that would have far-reaching negative effects on our town. The school is what tethers us to this town. It's the glue that keeps the small town close. When I was on that tour, I asked Matt Geckert, the head of maintenance for the school, hey, Matt, where's your class photo? He said, oh, it's around the corner across the hallway from my grandparents. And that just really struck me. That is what is different about Central Lake, is the generational closeness, connectedness. My parents did not go to Central Lake, so I'm the first generation Central Laker, but I know in this room, there are many people that have multiple generations that have gone to school in Central Lake and would like to see their descendants go to Central Lake. Many staff are alumni, many students are children of alumni. The people that have moved here, that didn't go to school here, have enjoyed the connectedness that started in that kindergarten classroom and grew throughout. Without the school, the connectedness will deteriorate. It won't happen overnight, but it will, with each passing year, another class that would have been Central Lake students will now have another town as their anchor. The proposal, one exciting new offering or new thing about the proposal is that they'd like to reconstitute their, turn the current library media room into a community fitness center. And that we recognize that the building is underutilized right now, and so that this room could be available to the community. Right now, but many people use the gym in the mornings to walk. They use the track to walk. I think that I personally would can't wait to use Speed Fitness Center. I used to have a pass up to Shane Creek before I had kids and a lot of responsibilities. And, we looked up the current price. It's over $300 a year for a pass to Shane Creek and a half an hour drive. So that's another thing that will bring connectedness to our community and benefit to our whole community. So my next argument is the economic impact of losing our school. First, the impact of not having the parents of 250 students driving to and from the school multiple times a day, or at least a couple times a week for the basketball game and the dance class pickup. How many will decide to shop at the grocery stores, the hardware, the toy store, the post office of another town? If my kids are going to Charlevoix or Elk Rapids, I might not be heading this direction all the time. The people who send their kids to Central Lake work in the community. And it will, without the school, it will be a deterrent for families with working parents. I can tell you that the thought of commuting a half an hour or an hour, a couple times a day, or a couple, for sick kid, forgotten homework, practices, it's pretty terrifying to me because I have a full-time job and school's already really hard to get to. I'm 3 miles away and still tend to be late, more than I should. So having the resources, either the gas money or the flexibility in your schedule, is to commute to another school is a privilege. And I'm going to be frank that the people that have that privilege already send their kids to another school. And so the people that go to send their kids to Central Lake need it. They are the people that work here, that do not have the means to spend a half an hour each direction to drop kids off. They're the ones working in the businesses in this town. I looked up the most recent statistics for Antrim County, and the population of people over the age of 35 has grown from 28% in 2010 to 38% in 2023. So that's directly, the populations remain stable, but the share over 65 that are not working has considerably increased, and the working age people has decreased. That means there's, we all know that there's demands on people that, on labor, on worker availability. We have an availability problem. I personally, King Orchards employs 10 of our year-round employees currently have children in Central Lake schools. I can't risk them choosing to work or live in another community. I think other businesses would feel the same way. So I'm an alumni, a mom, a business owner, and a community member. I have ample reason to say yes. But even if you're just one of those things, even if you're just a community member, you still have reason to say yes. And I think you can't afford to say no. So that's my presentation. Pull out your heartstrings. I know there's probably some questions about the nitty gritty, and if Brian's here to answer any of the numbers questions. So.
Thank you, Juliet. Well done. Very well done. 11B, 2385 South Main Street sewer REU adjustment from 1 to 3. Kip?
Well, I almost hesitate to even come back with this because when I brought it to the board, before, I was promised that the apartments weren't gonna be used again. I found out that an apartment's being used out there, so now they're getting undercharged. And I would just like to correct that issue on this particular address. The second, so I'm recommending it to go from the 1 back up to the 3.
Alright.
And if they ask again, I'm just gonna say no. I think there's only 2 apartments up there. So,
And we talked about too that, that we want to look at a policy for adjusting REUs, because there's no good clear communication that when a property changes hands and changes uses, that we don't know unless someone tells us. And so it would be, we should check out what other municipalities do.
yeah,
And maybe consider a policy or an amendment to our ordinances that once a year we adjust the REU, so we're not doing this at every time, like once a year we do it. But yes, it's gotta be frustrating.
the second address is went from a restaurant to just a storefront.
Right.
So,
And they've been paying restaurant rates.
yeah. And nobody came to us
Right.
just recently, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
And so we have that as action item to adjust.
yeah. That's all I got.
So, and nothing else to add on action item B or C, Kipper?
We'll vote on those later on. Is there any other discussion or anything any questions?
Water and sewer, you guys have been doing a really good job. I know it's really complicated and not very rewarding. So thank you for all the hassle that you're taking. For the good of the community.
Number 12, action item, purchase new trash can. And you can see that in your packets, how many we want to purchase. The main reason we're buying new trash cans is people are putting their household trash cans in the trash bags, and the current ones, so we're getting ones that have restricted lids on them, so people don't take their household trash, and we have to empty them every day.
Brian, you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I talked to John the other day about these, and we thought option 2 would probably be the best. That one has a key where the guys have to unlock it, and it's got a small opening in the top. You can't lift the lid. The trouble that we have now with the garbage cans that we have in town, I can sit in the barber shop all day long, especially in the summertime, and watch people pull in front of the cannabis store, the post office, and they lift the lid up and they'll dump a 33-gallon bag of garbage in there with liquid running out of the bottom. It's 90 degrees out, and then our village guys have to pick it up, and it might sit there for 4 days. So Rob and I talked about it. We've got some garbage cans that are still old 55-gallon drums that the art class painted probably back when I was in high school, and the bottoms are all rotted out. So we would like to purchase probably 5 or 6 to start with. I know they're expensive, but they're gonna last. The ones that we bought when we did the streetscape back in 2003, those things still look brand new.
That's true.
So, they're gonna last forever. So I would personally go with option 2. Option 1 and option 3, John said they can figure out somehow to bolt them down, but then the guys are gonna have to have a wrench every Monday and Friday to unbolt them, take the tops off to get the garbage out. Anybody got any questions? Does anybody have everybody good with option 2?
How many do we need?
Well, you and I talked, start with maybe 6.
Okay, so 6. So 6 trash cans would cost the village $5,070, right? Am I reading it correctly? I'd like to make a motion for the village to buy 6 trash cans for the cost of $5,070.
I'll support.
Roll call, we're spending money, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yep.
Shearhart,
Yes.
and Drake.
Yes.
All right. 12D. Approve hiring Laney Schutz as common area caretaker.
Mike, you want to talk?
Well, my wife and I aren't going to do the caretaker work anymore. My wife has cancer. She's having difficulty doing that kind of work, so we have to drop out. And the other thing is that we're going to be moving out of town, so it's time for someone else to take over. So,
Is that your tractor that you've been using?
yes, and it's
Oh.
not for sale.
That's the cutest little tractor, watching
But-
it ride around town and.
Lonnie knows what she's doing with plants and so forth, so she'll do a great job for the community, so we're confident with her.
First of all, I would like to thank Mike and Catherine for
Absolutely.
getting our caretaker grounds cleaned up. When they took them over, it was just a bunch of weeds. And now they're able to turn it over to somebody. Second of all, I'm glad Laney is willing to take it over. I thought we was maybe gonna have trouble finding somebody. So I will make a motion to hire Laney Schutz as the common area caretaker.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Turn to the page. C, approve of Laney Schutz caretaker
We already did that.
Ready to-
agreement.
Oh, the agreement.
Agreement.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Brian, you want to make a motion on that one?
Yeah, I'll make the motion to hire Laney Schutz as common area caretaker.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. D, approve of Scott Barrett's extra HSA payment check in the amount of $5,000 based on the 2008 contract signed by Larry Eckhart. Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yep.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
Thank you. E, approve of the follow of allowing Gordy Fraser and Associates to explore grant funding to repair and replace State Street east of M88. It's another grant came up. Jennifer Graham caught it, our engineer. She sent me the email just the other day, so I really don't have a whole lot of information, but it's a 20% match up to $375,000. Doesn't mean we will get the grant, we will just be applying for it. I'd like to make a motion to allow Gordy Fraser to explore grant funding to repair and replace Old State Road east of M88.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
F, approve of $8,437.13 payment to Sackisser and Associates for sampling the drain field. We already approved the $30,000 for the sinking of the well, the monitoring wells at the drain field, and this is the first payment of the total of $30,000 we approved back in September.
So this is the first payment for what we've already approved.
Exactly.
So does this require a motion?
Well,
We're spending money, it's a check.
But we've already,
We've already approved it, but we have a check going through.
yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that when the auditor comes in and sees we spent $8,000, there's an action item associated with the $8,000. It makes it easier, so she doesn't have to go back and look up where's the $30,000, because we're gonna get 3 more of these bills.
Okay,
That's
so
all.
this is acceptable as is without a motion, so what you're saying.
I wanted to put it through a motion just in case the accountant can see that it was approved by the village council.
That's my question.
Okay.
I make a motion that we accept the payment of $8,437.13 to Sagasser and Associates.
Support. All right, roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yep.
Shearhart,
Yes.
and Drake.
Yes.
G, approve of the new pickleball courts quote for $47,000 with funding of $9,970.60 from our American Rescue Plan monies, and funding the rest of it through $37,029.40 from our marijuana revenue. The village received their March payment from the state for $58,000 for having Kelly's Cannabis Shop in town there.
I move to approve that. I'll support.
Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yep.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
H, approved 2385 South Main Street, residential equivalent unit adjustment from 1 to 3.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye. All right. Turning the page. I, 2379 South Main Street sewer residential equivalent unit adjustment from 6.6 to 1.3.
Second.
All in favor? All right. J, approved payment of $7,500 to Great Lakes Fireworks Company from the general fund with the stipulation that the township must contribute matching funds. Well, we just want to make sure that we're going to have enough money and we have a great show, and the township is going to contribute their portion of it. In the past, they have, and we want to make sure that they're going to do it this year as well.
And the legislative code encourages displays of patriotism on the 4th of July. And so it's well within the municipality's realm to help fund such patriotic displays.
So are we not gonna contribute if they don't?
Yeah, because there won't be a fireworks.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I just.
We all have to work together as a team.
Shane, you're on the fireworks committee now, right?
Yep.
Is there any other fundraisers planned throughout the year?
Yeah, there's something on M88, the garage sale day.
Okay, you guys have the euchre tournament.
There's a euchre tournament and there's raffles. I think
Okay.
about raffles.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And I think there's another euchre tournament in the fall after.
Okay,
And it'll be jars around town of businesses that have QR codes on there. You can donate money digitally or physically.
nice.
But the company needs the down payment in order for us to have the contract, for the firework committee to have the contract.
And the original company backed out just a couple weeks ago too. This is actually the second company we bought.
And why did the first company back out?
I think that they just got too busy, it sounded like, yeah. We're kind of small.
Now, didn't we start a group last year that is gonna start doing them on their own?
Yeah.
But we have to purchase them through this
Company
company.
person to the company, I think the money has to go through to the people that go to the training.
Okay. So we looking for a motion? I'll make a motion to approve $7,500 to Great Lakes Fireworks Company from the general fund with the stipulation that the township must contribute matching funds.
I'll second.
Roll call, please, Ally.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yep.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
K, approved payment of $7,937.64 to Ron Donaldson for his annual insurance coverage.
Can I talk about that for a
Yeah.
second? Ron Donaldson was our DPW supervisor 25 years ago. So when Ron worked here, we didn't have a pension and he didn't have very good benefits. So part of his retirement package was the village would agree to pay his Medicare supplement for him and his wife for the rest of their life. And I think it's something that I know Ron and Luann are very appreciative that we do it. He didn't make a whole lot of money when he was here, so that's that.
I'll move to approve payment.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yep.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
Aye. Approved payment of up to $8,000 for a new campground tractor with funds coming from the campground budget line item 508 fund. Brian?
Yeah, our lawn tractor down at the campground is probably 6 or 7 years old. It gets a lot of use. The lawn down there is not the most smooth thing in the world. So the tractor last fall broke. I think we broke the frame on it and a couple other things. So that the tractor is our lifeline down there. John got some prices today from Hudson Equipment in Williamsburg. They have all the stuff in stock. My proposal is to go with on the second and third page I know it says Central Lake Township, they already caught it, so the township probably won't pay it. To go with the John Deere X390 Select Series tractor with a 48-inch mower deck. That comes with a Power Flow bagger and a hopper on the back. Power Flow bagger is attached to your lawnmower, blows everything in the back. We get so many pine cones down there, branches. The manager's husband doesn't have a chance to rake everything. So this Power Flow bagger is essential for what we need. The cost is, with the government discount, plus we don't pay any tax, we're saving $1,254.64. I just priced one of these tractors for myself, and it was a whole lot more than this price is. So I would make a motion to purchase the John Deere X390 from Hudson Equipment for $7,775.80, the money to come out of the campground fund.
Roll call, please.
Just a second, I have a question.
Yeah.
Which tractors that you're getting?
Second page.
Second page.
Page 2.
Down 370, and
No,
you said 48 inch.
X390. Down at the bottom.
Oh, down there, okay,
Two separate
all right,
tractors.
okay, go ahead. Did somebody second?
We got a second.
Okay.
Ellie's gonna do a roll call for us
Yeah.
right now.
Patton,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yep.
Shearhart,
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
Number 13, public comment, limited to 3 minutes.
I just want to ask, who actually owns the pickleball tennis courts right now?
The village.
The village does. And have we written a letter or approached the township for the number of people that
I
use it?
Spoke to the township supervisor, and he was gonna look into it, and that's all he said. So we gotta get moving on this because we run on paper. I didn't wanna wait till April, May, June.
No, I'm just wondering if we've got a date yet. I don't think we do, but I was just gonna offer to say maybe we should write a letter if after the fact, just saying, hey, this is what it costs and the school uses it and everyone uses that.
Township residents.
Township uses it and maybe they can offset some of our costs.
Excellent idea. Sounds like you have a letter in your head.
Getting there.
Any other public comment?
Just one. I just want to make sure that everybody got one of these cards in the mail in regard to the bond proposal and make sure that we got those out. And thank you for hosting.
All right.
Can I ask Dr. Cunningham a question? I got time?
Yeah.
The village that was turned down last year compared to the village this year, what is the cuts? What was cut out to get it to almost half of what the original village was?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty significant list. One of the big things was the office addition. There was a couple $1 million allocated to build an addition for the front office. We've revamped that. The roof structure was a huge cost. I think that in the past it was the recommendation to do a complete tear off and rebuild and maybe even add a couple feet to it. Where we had a structural engineer come back with our new architect and look at just how we can support it and firm it up and make sure that it's safe and won't collapse. So rather than a complete tear off. Now, in terms of the roof itself, the parapet needs to be rebuilt, the membrane needs to be put back down, so there's still a lot of work to do on the roof.
So you have a different architect than the last village,
From the original one.
from the original. Okay. So, thank you.
I just have a public comment. All of us were educated because of the generosity and the civic responsibility of the previous generation. And I think that we really need to instill that this investment in our education and our community benefits us all, because these are the kids that are going to be taking care of us as we age. And it's the previous generations saw the value in us, and we need to see the value in the current generation and the ones to follow. We got to think about the future and not just the checks we have to write. You know, we have to think about benefiting our community for years to come.
If you look at it by the day, it's very minor.
Right.
Pennies in them.
Yeah, yeah.
And me and Michelle and Shane, we were educated up there. Look at us.
Last meeting, class of 54.
You know it now.
I have just a quick comment.
Sure, Tim, go.
Michelle, to echo what you said about all of us working together, I do agree with that 100%. Like, I love having Scott Barrett on campus, and I am personally very, very happy he is visible in the community again. It is very, very important for all of us to work together. We help them out, we help these guys out, they help us out, we help you out, you help us out. It all is hand in hand. So I appreciate your comment about working with, the township for the fireworks.
Yeah. Wish us luck.
I am wishing you luck because I love fireworks.
I love the fireworks.
New people are looking to come into a community from the southern part of the state. One of the first things they're going to check out are our schools.
Right. And it's in all the real estate ads too.
It's very beneficial to have a presentable, functioning school.
Right.
I have one quick comment, kind of goes with what Brian said. I just want everybody to know, there's a website that's been dedicated to the bond proposal. I can't tell you the exact address right now, but hey, on that website, there's a really detailed scope of work for the projects the bonds address, a cost associated to those projects. I think that's helpful to people. The other thing, make sure we let everybody know, that's the only place those dollars can be spent. There's a lot of oversight to the expenditure and use of those funds. That money will be spent for those projects that the school board's taking time and the architects to detail. So you get to see where your money's spent. It's not like people are asking anybody to give money to some entity that is going to decide what to do with their dollars. This is you being allowed to invest in the future of the community for a project that's been very detailed. You can see your money being spent. You'll see it at the school. People are going to get to use it by the fitness center and other things that'll happen up there. And I honestly think you'll just feel it in the excitement in the community if we rally together, we improve our school, and we pass a bond. So to me, I can't say it enough. I think it's a good opportunity to invest your dollars. And this, I don't even look at it as tax dollars. This is money locally spent on a project we choose to support. And that's where our money's going. So I think we need to make sure people realize that. This isn't just giving people money to spend. This is supporting a definite project for the betterment of everybody in the community.
On that note, would it be beneficial to explain, much like what Brian just asked Dr. Cunningham, to explain why the difference from 27 million down to, what was it, half of that? So that people kind of have an explanation of what in the world, how could we go from here to here? Is that a necessary thing? Do we want to think about that? Is it a negative thing? But, that kind of is mind blowing to me. How did we go from 27,000 to 15 and that's acceptable? An explanation would be good. I mean, what I voted personally against the first one when they were talking carpet in an elementary school, when all I can see is little kids getting sick on carpet that I've just paid $1 million for, whatever. I couldn't wrap my head around it. but the explanations that we got tonight make that important.
Well, how about this? Let's close out the meeting. Ryan, do you be willing to stick around for a few minutes and answer some questions so it can be an informal session? Thank you. So I'm going to close public comment. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. We're going to close out the meeting, and Ryan will stick around for questions, and thank you all for attending.
I know.